Clemson. What have you seen from them on film getting ready for this weekend's game?
Yeah, Clemson is known for having a good defense, good interior, a good defensive end. So I know this week's gonna be a good competition, and just playing hard is really important. Going out there competing, giving the quarterback time is really important, especially with this front, active front, big front. So it'll be important.
It seemed like the offensive line held up pretty well against Louisiana Tech. Didn't allow much in the backfield. What was kind of working there just as a unit to keep them out of the backfield?
Yeah, I think we played together that game for sure. I feel like the first 2 weeks we kind of all over the place, but we kind of took that personal after the Tennessee loss and just came together and just really talked about what we need to do better, how we need to communicate better and different stuff. So coming to the La Tech game, Grayson went down, and then CJ came in, just really coming together. We knew that they're going to have to rely on the offensive line. So I think really us playing together was a big part of the La Tech game.
Does CJ, when you compare the way you block for CJ and the way you block for Grayson, are there any kind of differences there? Obviously, we know CJ has some of that kind of running ability. We know that he is much taller and stand in the pocket like that. What is there a difference between the two?
I would say the main thing with the more mobile quarterback is just knowing that the play can be extended a little bit longer. So just giving that one more second that Coach just talks about, just being downfield, blocking for guys, just making sure that your guy doesn't end up in the pile is really important with a guy like that.
How hard is it in those situations to not go upfield too early? I feel like you see it all the time in college this year,
Yeah.
pros, like it's getting called all over the place. How hard is it just to be a little more patient?
I mean, we want to get downfield, pick up the receiver, and just do all that stuff downfield, but it's really important not to get that penalty, but to have making a conscious effort just to stay back and just make sure you're not going upfield is really important. It's hard though, but yeah.
You're approaching almost a 1 year mark of being a guard. Is it still weird to you to be a guard? Is it how do you kind of adapt it there?
At this point, it's just football. It's fun. I get to pull a lot, get on the screen. So I know I was playing tackle for a while in my career, but now being a guard, I feel comfortable. Got the reps in spring, got the reps in fall camp, and now 3 games under my belt, I feel pretty comfortable.
With this being CJ's first start, is it even more important to get the run game going early and kind of take some of that pressure off of him?
Yeah, for sure. I feel like Coach Doran talked about complementary football, and us starting fast up front, running the ball, opens up RPOs and opens up the passing lanes and max detection, different stuff like that. So it's me on us as an offensive line to just really start fast, get the run game going so that Coach and I can open the playbook and do different things.
Is there anything you guys did against Clemson last year as an offensive line that you think helped you guys get that win that you can maybe replicate this week?
I feel we just had a dominant game. We're playing together, playing for each other, and just really having that one more second mentality, just straining, getting on field, hitting guys, getting pancakes, just exerting our dominance on the field is really important in that game.
You talked about playing more together this past weekend. What was the biggest difference in that between the first 2 games and kind of being gelled a little bit more?
Yeah, I feel like personally, we had a new center in there, Zeke Carell, and just us kind of meshing in there was different, just communicating and stuff like that. It was different for us, the interior guys, but we had taught, we practiced better, we had more communication up the week, and the La Tech game really showed that we were together.
Could you feel that during the week of practice, knowing all right, starting to feel a little bit more comfortable and more?
Yeah, for sure. It's one thing to do it against our defense during fall camp and spring ball, playing together, but when you're going against a different defense, like La Tech or Tennessee, it's a little different, a little faster, so have some time to adjust, but I feel like we're on a good page right now.
I think Coach Doran said that he was hanging out at the line of scrimmage early on in the game, just like watching physically what was happening. I don't want to say pressure, but has there been? How would you describe the emphasis over the past couple of weeks of really getting that run game going? What's it been like?
He was talking about that for a couple of days, just him standing at the line of scrimmage and making sure that we pushed our guys past the line of scrimmage a couple of yards. But honestly, I forgot he was there during the game, so there was no extra pressure. But I know he's harped on just having a good run game, so it's something we really took pride in this week, just making sure we start the run game fast, like I mentioned earlier.
And going off of that, Kendrick, Hollywood, Jordan, it feels like they all have different running styles.
For sure.
How would you describe what each one of them individually brings to the table as a running back?
I think they're all pretty different. Kendrick is a shifty guy. You saw the hurdle he had against La Tech. Waters can get on the sideline, he catches too, and Hollywood is all around good blocker. So I feel like us knowing who's behind is really important, knowing where the ball's gonna hit, might hit backside, might hit front side. Just being locked in on who's behind us and just making sure we do our job. If we do our job, it doesn't matter who's behind us.
It seems like all 3 of them have done really well in pass protection this year. How much does that help an offensive line, having a running back that can pick up the...
Yeah, a lot. It's really special having a running back just going in there, just throwing their hat in there, being 200 pounds, hitting someone who's 250. it shows us a lot, and it's really shows that they're here to play, and it just makes us play harder too.
Makes it a little more comfortable for
Yeah,
you.
for sure. It's fun too, seeing the crap people.
Any final questions for Tim?